Hi, I'm Nature Nick, and I'm an animal trainer, magician based in Eastern Long Island, zoologist, Long Island's favorite zoologist, as I'm starting to be known as. Today, I thought I'd cover something, a very common issue that many people keeping animals ask me all the time when they come to my facility. They say, how do you keep the cages so clean? What is the trick? A big problem when you have an animal like a rabbit or guinea pig, ferret, chinchilla, any of those, is people just don't clean the cage enough. And it really doesn't have to be that way. So today I'm going to show you a very easy, efficient way of cleaning your pet's cage. And it'll take you all of 5 minutes. So here today I have a cage. This is roughly about a 2-foot cage by 18 inches. This would be a standard cage that you'd use for a rabbit, pair of guinea pigs, a pair of fancy rats. Chinchilla could be in this cage if you had a platform in that for them to jump and play on. So what you do, I'm going to show you. What you do is, first of all, if you have a cage that's already dirty, it already has all the furniture in it, I prefer to line my cages with pine shavings, just because that's the most economical for the amount of animals that I have. So I use pine shavings. Pet stores are filled with pine shavings. You could also use Carefresh bedding, aspen shavings. I know some people that will mix aspen and Carefresh together or pine and Carefresh together to make it more absorbent. I've heard people using very good results with that. But regardless of the bedding that you use, first of all, do not use newspaper, especially for these animals like rodents or rabbits. They love to chew. They will shred it into a million pieces. It'll make a wet, horrible mess inside the cage. So don't do that. Use some sort of a bedding, an actual bedding. Some people use a newspaper cat litter. It's made from recycled newsprint. That would work also. The problem with that, it's a little heavy, and I'll get more into that, why it's not the best for what I'm going to show you. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about in a little while. So first of all, you have your cage, has whatever bedding is in it. Fill the cage with about 1 or 2 inches of bedding. About 1 inch would be good in most cases. If you have a pair of animals, or animals that are unusually messy, use 2 inches. So what I like to do, and this method, I prefer to do this every other day. If you're short on time, you could do it twice a week. If you put the 2-3 inches of bedding, you might get away with once a week. It really depends on your household and what works for you. Remember, this is something you want to integrate into your routine. If you're a soccer mom, you have a million places to go to. Your child has obviously lost interest in this rabbit or guinea pig or whatever you're keeping in this cage. So it's all up to you. So I completely understand that. So it really depends. Depends on the type of animal, how long you have to clean, how often you're willing to clean. It has to depend on all those factors. Only you can answer that question. But first of all, there's something else you really should buy. After you buy your pet and you have all the supplies for them, is a really good quality shop vacuum cleaner. This is one right off the rack from Home Depot. It's a rigid. I think this is a 5-gallon one. Oh, I'm looking at it, 6 gallons. Oh, I'm so close. But this set me back about $30. So the trick with this is to have the shop vac always close to the cage. If you have the cage on the floor in your living room, put this in the closet in the living room. If you have this in your child's bedroom on the nightstand or on a little table in your living room or anything like that, just make sure the shop vac is very close to it. That'll make sure you're more willing to clean it. If you don't have to schlep it, as term we use here in New York, schlep it out of the basement or schlep it out of the attic or on the other side of the house, make sure it's close. The casters that are on these really help also with that. You can just pull it right in, whether you have carpets or whether you have carpeting or linoleum or wood, what have you. So the next thing that you'll want to do is take out as much furniture that's in the cage as possible. The hide box. So I want you to see how fast I can do this cage, and I'm not going to do a time lapse because I really want you to see how fast this is. So I'm going to fire this up. Here I go. go. So it's just about done. There's a few pieces left in there. And what you'll do is you'll then pull out any type of multi-surface cleaner, like Windex, Fantastic. You can also use soap and water, and all you have to do is just spray the cage down with that. And we are going to grab a paper towel or a dish rag. You're going to wipe this out, all spick and span. Wipe that cage completely out so it's nice and clean. And then we have our new bedding that goes into it. You don't even have to unclip the top. Watch this trick. So I like pine shavings. Just pour that right on. Rub your hand right on that. It'll fall right into that cage. And you're done. Okay, this cage now has about 1 inch of nice, fresh, clean bedding. The whole cage was cleaned out, scrubbed, really wiped down with that multi-purpose cleaner. Of course, you want to take the water bottle out, replace it. Of course, you'll have to do that anyway every day. So you put that and then replace everything else. I like these hide houses that are plastic. You can stick that right in the dishwasher. Stick that in, put their food back into it, and your pet is ready to go right back into their cage. And that is a nice, fresh, clean cage that any animal would be happy to call their home. Again, can't go wrong with that method. That took me all of not even 4 or 5 minutes. So that is a very easy, effective way to keep your pet's cage fresh and clean, and that'll go a long way towards keeping your house clean. Again, this will work for rabbits, ferrets, chinchillas, really any small animal that could call this cage home. That's quite a few. So I really hope this method will help you. Remember to keep that shop vac very close to your pet's cage. If it's an eyesore, you could stick it under a cabinet. You can stick it under a cabinet, put a curtain around it, find a closet. There's a myriad of ways that you could hide that shop vac so it really makes your house, it doesn't ruin the quality of your house or make it an eyesore. So I hope this method works for you. If you'd like to find out more about me, again, my name is Nature Nick. Go to naturenick.com. I do animal shows for libraries, schools, and I'm based and I service all of Long Island, New York City, the whole Northeast. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you a different way